Hey all, I wanted to make a quick video about the importance of the right to bear arms and home defense, about individual responsibility for taking on that role of security as opposed to outsourcing it to some third party. It's our responsibility. So anyways, I'm just taking a short video to compare these three different forms of home defense. So up top, we have the most basic pump shotgun. You can see that its overall length is the greatest. So it's good for home defense, but you wouldn't want to use it in close quarters. And sometimes that can be an issue inside a home or something. But it's also a good weapon arm that you could potentially give a secondary person who doesn't have a lot of firearm experience. It's very simple, kind of point and shoot. The tube holds, I would think, 5. I think it's either 5+1 or I think it's a 5+1. It +1 meaning 1 in the cartridge, and then it can hold 5 in the tube. So it can hold 6 shells, pump action. The second one is a rifle. It's I don't even know the name of it. They just call it a carbine, a 5.56 carbine. I mean, it's not an M16 technically, or it's not I don't know exactly what it's actually called, but it's a 5.56, an AR, and it can hold 30 rounds +1, 30 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. The rounds are very small compared to the shotgun, so they have a lot more higher speed, more penetrating power, and less stopping power. So essentially, with just the first two, I would use the rifle probably for home defense outside the home. What do you think, Kitty? She would definitely use the shotgun for anything within the home, and then Lewis would use this. This third one here is the Tauber TS-12, which is another shotgun, but you can see how. Also the carbine, the 5.56 AR is a bit shorter than the first pump action shotgun, and then the Tauber TS-12 is the shortest of all, and this is actually a shotgun. And it's a semi-automatic shotgun, so you don't have to pump. And on the front there, it has it holds 5 in each barrel. It has 3 barrels that rotate, or tubes to hold the spare cartridges. Just 1 barrel. So that can hold 15+1 of shotgun shells, and it's also a bullpup design. So you see how come on, I'm trying to make a video here, buddy. So look in this shotgun how the shell is going up there in front of the trigger, whereas here the shell is behind the trigger. So it causes the overall length to be much shorter. So the barrel length of this shotgun is the same as the barrel length of that shotgun, as far as I understand. And if you put them over each other, you can actually see how they line up. The ends of the end of the barrel to the might be a ½ inch difference. So that's if they're directly lined up overhead, and that's where the barrels are. No, they're the exact same. So simply because of the difference between the two, this one is much more technical and difficult to operate. However, it gives you it's like a hand cannon, and you've got 16 shots, of, and you can use any kind of round of shotgun shell, whether it's slug or buckshot or whatever. So this is really the ideal home defense weapon. But still, if I was like having to defend my home from outside the home, like defending the outer perimeter, I would be using the rifle. And then otherwise, anything inside, I'll be using this shotgun. And then anything, this is kind of like the backup gun or that I would give to someone else if we were mutually defending the same space. So a couple features of these just for added precision and usability. This one's got a laser, pretty simple point and shoot. And then this one has a holographic sight. So you don't really need to use this side picture, you can just kind of look through that. And this one's got a little flashlight too to be able to see at night, or to be able to, how does the strobe work? I don't know, it's supposed to strobe. You can do it manually, but it has a strobe setting too. So yeah, with the arms in the power of the people, then you always have safety and security from the potential threats to our liberty and our well-being. And I just wanted to share that, and maybe it's somewhat empowering to the people out there just to see an example of self-empowerment. In Vermont, the law in the Constitution is actually that every individual is responsible for maintaining their own arms. And if an individual doesn't maintain their own arms, then they are responsible to pay for someone else to maintain the arms that is the due for security, assuming that security will be threatened. So not only is bearing arms a right, but it's a duty and responsibility. For without an armed people, the people will surely be victimized by those whom are armed. So there's always the idea that the castle doctrine, one's home is one's castle. You have a right to defend your home and your property just as you defend yourself. In my case, my home is a castle, or at least it's transforming into a castle. It looks pretty castle-like, doesn't it? It gets into semantics when you actually want to define what is a castle, but capitalism. There's two forms of capital: the capital and the capitol. Capital and capitol. The capitol is the physical location which secures the jurisdiction upon which the capital is used in order to facilitate the energy transfer from the debtors to the securator of that value exchange. In this way, Allodium is playing the game of capitalism by this OG foundation that you see here is the capital of Allodium, and this is what is securing the territory and jurisdiction which has been staked to Allodium, so that the free and sovereign state of Allodium can exist as a real place that one can travel to, that one can take refuge in, that one can find sanctuary in, and one which is secured by its own means of accreditation as well as just actual security. There is power in numbers, and the power of one is the ultimate number, and yet as we work together, we become more powerful than we are alone. This is also somewhat of an invitation or an advertisement of a vacancy, of a niche in this off-grid foundation for another individual to help and secure this allodial foundation and the future of the free and sovereign state of allodium, should a resonant person be found. That's all from me for today. Stay free, everyone.